What's up guys, Ed Ricker here. I want to put together a quick video just to demonstrate how I balance the HMC150 on a Glidecam. The HMC150 is an older style camera, but it's still viable. It's a great HD camera, has great coloration. I use it as a secondary camera for a lot of my shoots and I really enjoy it. And so I got a comment on one of my videos basically asking how do you balance the HMC150 on a Glidecam, and they were talking about buying extra weight and stuff. I don't think that's necessary. So here is my tutorial on how to balance the HMC150 on a Glidecam. Now my Glidecam is the Devin Graham signature model, but it'll work on the HD4000 I'm sure just fine. So what I'm gonna do is take my HMC150 here, take it off completely. It's got the tripod plate here, and then I have my Glidecam here. So this is very similar to the HD4000. It's just got a couple different things, namely this feature, which is the ability to raise and lower the axis gimbal. So HD4000 does not have this feature, so I do use this to kind of help balance the Glidecam, but I really feel like as long as you have this feature, you're gonna be able to really balance something with more weight, because obviously that's gonna create more of a pendulum feel as opposed to this. And so if you need more weight, rather than adding this, why not do this? I mean, that really helps. Let's put this at a more of a neutral height, which is right here, I assume. And if it's not, we'll work with it. And then as for this, let's give this just a drop of maybe about right there. And I think that the HD4000 can do that. Another thing that I did is I put the little wings here wider. So when you first start out, you take it out of the Glidecam packaging, it's like that, but you really want to have it out like this. What I'm going to do today is turn the head so that is perpendicular to the wings. So they're going this way, the head is going straight like that. Put on the camera. Now I haven't really done any balancing so far, so I'm going to slide it on. And I use this same Glidecam for multiple style cameras. GH4, DVX200, many different style cameras. First thing to do is hold it horizontal. Now the HMC150 is lens heavy, potentially, but just hold it like this and then let it drop. And kind of count how many seconds that'll take. Now some people say 3-second drop time, some people say a second drop time, or a second and a half. I kind of go in the middle there. I go probably like 2. All right, that's way too slow. I don't prefer that. Some people would, I don't. So I'm gonna add about half of that back. That's pretty good, I like that. All right, before we actually balance, we gotta get the viewfinder out, we gotta make sure our battery's in, we gotta make sure our camera's on so that we have the lens in the right spot. I'm not gonna use autofocus, I'm gonna use a manual focus of about maybe 10 feet right now because I'm in the house. I'm also gonna use image stabilization, the OIS, so I'm gonna have that on. Okay, so the camera's on, we're gonna start recording at this point. Just holding it upright, you can see this thing is way off balance. This is kind of like incredible. So, hold it upright, and I'm gonna start doing the fine tuning. Now, this is something that the Devin Graham signature model can do. HD4000 might be a little more finicky, just because when Devin Graham did his Glidecam specifications for his signature model, he really made things easier in this respect. So just a couple quick turns and this thing could be considered run and gun worthy. Do another drop test once we've gotten the balance pretty well established. That's still pretty good. So I'm gonna stand up now and give myself some space. Okay, a little to the left. And that's pretty good. Not bad. I have it tilted forward just ever so slightly. And that's because as you're walking with this thing, you're focusing more on the horizon. So you're kind of looking down. If you were looking straight like this, straight up and down, your view would actually be a little too high. unless you're looking at somebody's face or something like that. So actually, you'd probably prefer to have a little bit of a downward balance on this thing. So let's give it a walk. So I'm gonna put a thumb down here just to kind of stop that initial pendulum as you go forward, because it is still bottom heavy. That's what a Glidecam is. It's never completely balanced. So as you move forward, you might encounter a little bit of a pendulum movement as you go forward. Now, if you go back and forth, you negate that and it never changes. But if you move forward and keep going forward, you will actually encounter that sort of like bend over motion, and then it comes back up, and then it keeps doing that unless you fix it. So be careful with that as we walk across. Okay, here we go. So thumb at the bottom, and we're gonna start. Someone's driving by, that's awesome. Okay, now we're gonna spin around slowly. And seems to be pretty good so far. So I'm constantly doing little motion. All right, so as I did that, I basically started out down here, and then once I had my momentum going and I was going at the speed I wanted to walk, I would then hold it up here for the finer tuning. If you keep going down here and you keep fine tuning down here, there's just so much room for error. It's kind of like turning way too hard when you're driving on the highway. You know, when you're driving really fast, you gotta do little small movements with the steering wheel. If you were to turn like you were going at 15 miles an hour and you were going 70 on the highway, you'd veer off and you'd crash. So that's pretty much it. Let's do another one. Let's just see how this goes. Bottom to the pendulum. Then we turn. Go around the kitchen table, slowly, carefully. All right, and back at the computer. And we're back home. So that's basically how you balance an HMC150 on the Glidecam. I love the Glidecam and I love the features that it has. I really love the Devin Graham model though, because it has this gimbal. So as opposed to lengthening this if you need to, you could actually raise this or lower this to help with that balance issue. I mean, you can even do that, and now all of a sudden it's top heavy, and that would be more of a up and down sort of feel, and you'd be going along balancing that way. So I prefer the Devin Graham model, but if you got the HD 4000, you can still get awesome shots, don't worry. Hopefully this helps you in your question and your quest on how to balance an HMC150 on a Glidecam, and hopefully this will prevent you from trying to add more weights, because that's just gonna kill your arms, gonna kill your elbow, your bicep. The less weights the better, in my opinion, so your body will thank you in the future. All right, this is Ed Ricker. Thanks for watching. Peace.